Greetings, everybody. For those that don't know me and or may only recognize my face, my name is Scott Sittig, and I serve as the lead pastor at New Hope Free Methodist Church in Rochester, New York. But for the purposes of this particular report, I'm coming to you as the Genesis Conference treasurer. And I am pleased to share this verbal report with you concerning the financial status of our conference. First, I would like to acknowledge the fantastic work of our key financial employees. Hannah Curtis is our Director of Finance, and Ellen Horton is our bookkeeper. They run a very tight ship in the day-to-day operations of our conference, and they are great resources for your team as well. Just let them know if you have any finance questions, and they will be sure to help you out. Alongside of them is Dave Francis, the Director of Operations, and Katrina Wilkins, who is the Executive Assistant, and of course, all of that under the leadership of Superintendent Pam Brayman. The finance team, the administrative team is a knowledgeable, conservative, and accountable team, as well as highly transparent and just generally a very good team of stewards for our conference. And I am so grateful and just want to say thank you for all of their hard work throughout the year. Our Board of Administration is also a group of excellent stewards, always engaged, and as many of you know, very thorough. Carolyn Stifler, Rachel Anderson, and our board chair, Jeremy Kelly, all serve as part of the Finance Committee. Together, we recommend a budget for approval by the full board, we review applications for projects, and we deal with miscellaneous matters, requests as they come up throughout the year. And I, just for one, am grateful to serve alongside each of these wonderfully committed volunteers, and I just want to say thank you to them as well. Now for a couple of quick highlights, let's start by reviewing 2019. We had a $1.07 million budget. That was what was approved for 2019. By God's grace, we hit 99% of our revenue target, driven mostly by the faithful support of our churches, who contributed 99% of what was planned for them to contribute. So here's another thank you to the faithful support of our churches who, in meeting their denominational expectations. Thank you to all of you pastors and boards and all of your church members. We ended the year with a net income of over $75,000 by expending only 93% of our budget. So I hope John Wesley would be proud, and as would B.T. Roberts, right? We spent less than we made, and we gave as much as we could throughout the year. We ended the year also with about $90,000 in cash in our bank for operations, which works out to about 1 month of operating capital. That's a very decent position for us, though at times I have preferred to be about 1.5 months, but we're in a very strong position at 1 month's worth of cash. And these are all great metrics, and you can see more of the financials as they've been posted for you as well. So feel free to dig into them, and if you have any questions, let us know. I'm going to shift briefly into our current calendar year. Through March 31st, I'll just give you a brief update. We actually had $108,000 in operating cash, and we are about 76% funded on all of our restricted designated commitments. We'd love to be at 100% on that, though it's not entirely necessary, and we're slowly making our way toward that goal. Our Wildwood Campground is under contract to be sold by the end of June. Current crisis aside, that remains the target. We won't necessarily make any money. In fact, we'll lose a little bit of money on that venture, but it will clear up our books and get the Wildwood Camp sold finally after all of these years. Covenant Acres, the other camp, has had a few nibbles, like the fish that eat the worms down at the lake there. However, the nibbles have resulted in no credible offers, and it remains on the market. Presently, we have an agreed upon procedures process underway reviewing our 2019 financials. An agreed upon procedures is a scaled down version of an audit, and it will be completed next month. Where do we stand today? Well, the numbers tell a story of financial strength, and really that is what I can share with you as a part of this report. We are doing very well. However, we also know that we are still early in this COVID crisis, in terms of the lag time that it takes for some of the financial metrics to catch up with potentially the crisis itself. Early in the COVID crisis, the BOA discussed ways to scale back the budget, if needed, and developed a phased-in contingency plan, depending on the health of our churches. This resulted in an immediate 10% reduction in your contribution rate to the conference. It was made possible by several cuts to the budget that did not impact staff or normal operations. And we are prepared for deeper cuts if it becomes necessary. You received a deeper cut to your contribution rate because the denomination offered a reprieve of 3 months of the conference's equal participation plan. We passed that along to you in the form of a further 20% reduction to your contribution rate that will kick in starting in July and extend through the rest of the year. As you know, if you are struggling, you can contact our office and we can possibly implement that sooner by prorating your savings over 7 or 8 months. So just let us know. We understand the need for flexibility and adaptation right now, and we're here to help you. So we are financially prepared and will adapt as we need to for this crisis. We have received a stimulus loan through the Payroll Protection Program. That means that at least through the end of June, we will not need to make any changes to staffing. And the Finance Committee is very committed to making staff the last thing to be impacted should our phase 2 or 3 even need to kick in. We believe that we are well positioned to weather this storm through the end of the year. There are always more numbers that we could share, but here's a good reminder from Jesus. Do not lay up for yourselves treasures on earth, where moth and rust destroy and where thieves break in and steal. But rather lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust destroys and thieves do not break in and steal. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. In general, I leave you with this. We are an open book, and any question you have, we will answer. Our financials are available at any time, our budget is available for review, and we are a very conservative bunch that is very committed to making whatever resources we have work for building God's kingdom. I stand with Superintendent Pam in believing that we are well positioned for a season of multiplication. So let's go get it done. Thanks all, God bless, and miss seeing you, but it's good being with you virtually. Take care.